All right, welcome guys to Midweek Meetup. This week we are starting our 2-week series on creating your ideal client avatar. This week we're going to be focusing on sellers. We are coming into spring, which is the busiest time of year, so knowing who you want to target and then talking directly to them is going to be really helpful as we get into this busiest time of the year. And hopefully, you guys will do the work and get yourselves lots and lots of listings. So let's dive in and get started. All right, this class is about getting focused and targeting our message and branding toward a specific person. It's about discovering who we want to serve the most. It's about creating and executing to give the best experiences to our clients while also creating the best business in life for ourselves. Our objective is to identify a niche, identify a specific person, understand that niche, find a voice that communicates to that niche, and then create a strategy that reaches that niche. Our biggest problem is when we talk to everyone, nobody hears us, right? If we give a general message, it sometimes can land really flat and nobody actually hears it. Unless they think you're talking to them, they're deaf to what you're saying. So what we want to do is focus our message to a particular person so that they can hear us and find us and work with us. Most real estate marketing fails because we try to appeal to everybody, right? I don't want to not work with somebody. What if somebody that's a first-time home buyer wants to use me as their agent and I'm focusing on people that are downsizing? What if somebody who is a millennial is going to sell their house and they don't work with me because I'm focused on older people? When we successfully market toward one clear, specific audience, we discover that people hear us and can respond to us more quickly and with better results than when we try and put out a general message. I help people buy and sell real estate is much less effective than I help people approaching retirement upscale their downsizing. That sounds a lot more like me. That's what I want. I'm talking to a specific person. Now, I do want to put one caveat on today's conversation. I am not in any way going to suggest that you guys don't work with people outside of your avatar. I am going to suggest that you target your ideal avatar in your branding, in your messaging, and in your marketing. Are you going to get people that are first-time home buyers if you're focused on upscale downsizing? Absolutely. Should you work with them? 100% if that's what you want to do. Absolutely. Are you going to get buyers when you're focused on listings? 100%. You are going to. However, it is then your choice whether or not you want to work with them. I say work with what you can, work with as many as you can, or build referral partners so you can pass those off and still reap some benefit from them. What we're going to learn today, what we're going to do today, because this is going to be another workshop-y kind of midweek meetup, we're going to learn how to identify our ideal seller. That's going to be somebody that you want to work with specifically. We're going to focus on creating clear messaging around that seller. And then we're going to build an actionable plan that we can implement starting today so that we can start reaching that seller here on the cusp of spring.
Jen, I'm gonna interrupt you real quick.
Yeah.
Narmin's waiting to be let in.
Oh, Jessica, can you let her in, please? Where did you guys go? There you are. Was somebody just trying to come in my office?
Probably Narmin.
Oh. Oh, was she here?
Someone as a host.
Oh, yeah, she
She's
is.
got
Hi,
someone.
Narmeen.
Who's the host? Okay, so I'm in the
Jessica.
waiting room.
Jessica's gonna let you
Jessica
Check.
Rosales.
It's
in.
already
I'm not allowed in
accepted.
the room.
She's
Hmm.
You
in.
can sit right here.
She said that you were let in, Narmeen.
Yeah.
Otherwise, go sit with Evan. I love it. As always, I'm going to stay very focused and on my message, which is there she is, which is using the flow method implemented into your business, um, not just to help center yourself, but to help you make these identifications and discover who is the best person for you to work with. So if we take the flow method and apply it to our ideal client avatar, we're going to focus first and think about what kinds of clients energize you. Who do you love to work with? Do you love working with first-time home buyers? Do you love working with older, more mature clientele? Do you love people that are in the middle of mess, or do you love people that are just like you? I would also encourage you to think about what kinds of clients drain you. Think about that. Then you're going to lean in. What does that market need? What are those clients that energize you looking for? What do they want? What are they afraid of? What are they thinking? Then open yourself up to consider where the overlap happens, what you have to offer, your skills, your mindset, your abilities, and your clients that you want to work with that energize you. How do you guys overlap? Where's that intersection? And then, of course, we want to take action because it doesn't do us any good to get it all right up here if we don't push it out into the actual world. So I want everybody to take just a minute right now and think about the last transaction you had where you really loved your client. Who were they? What was it that made them so great to work with?
Does it have to be just seller?
No, just a client. And then I'm going to invite you guys to share. I'll share like my favorite client in the last year. Um, I have found the longer I'm in this industry, the more clients I have that I love. But my favorite client in the last year was this couple that was moving back into the city from being out in Laingsburg. They were a buyer and seller client for me. And they just had great energy. They were fun to work with. They trusted me, demonstrably trusted me. They took my advice. They listened to my expertise and took it into consideration rather than other clients I've had that maybe challenge everything I say and don't believe a thing I say. Those kinds of clients tend to drain me as opposed to the ones that are like enthusiastic. And we ended up finding them a great house and we ended up selling their house really fast because they followed my advice. Um, Narmeen, tell me about your favorite client in the last year.
I have many of them. I can say we have lately this year, I have a few of them that been phenomenal. Communication is great. And what I notice is more about me, the way I set up the standards in the beginning. It helps the relationship, the communication. It sets the expectation they are looking for. We have based what we did last year and what we did today, like this year, it's been phenomenal. We've been getting a lot of great feedback we've been asking for feedback between the calls. Um, it just I've been building really looking at it, and what we have built as a relationship with the client is phenomenal. And a lot of you know most of my business coming from actually 100% of my business comes in from referrals.
Wow.
I have built a really good, strong way to communicate with them. So it's just to me is the way we set, and I'm sorry if I'm going off of your subject. Is that
Oh.
what you're looking for?
Yeah.
The way I look at it, when I created SOP for my business of to communicate with my client, when I explained to them in the beginning, this is what they're going to see, this is what's going on, and ask and repeat. This is like when I speak to my clients and I remind them, do you remember what I said when we first met? This is what's happening now. I feel that is setting up really good. We have a closing Friday, and yesterday I talked to them, went over the numbers, and says, how did everything work? Did I meet your expectation we set first day you met with me? She said, you know what, Narmeen? You earned my business and my family and everybody's business. Whoever wants something in Michigan, I'm sending it your way.
Oh, that's
This is
amazing.
this is the best thing that I have heard in a long time, because to me, the way I did and to communicate with them, I feel good. I feel the system that we put for 2026, it's working. So if my advice is, if you're not getting that, go back and look at your SOP.
Yeah. 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 Evan, tell me about a client you loved working with.
That's kind of hard because out of the last year, I've only really worked for 3.5 months. So, I
I didn't
mean,
ask how much you worked. I asked you to tell me about a client you enjoyed working with.
I would say probably the most recent closing that I had with the buyers that were referred to me right before Thanksgiving. Um, just very easygoing to work with. Um, they really were looking for guidance because of their previous agent kind of ghosted them after a deal fell through. So they went about 6 months without even looking. And so after communicating with them, understanding what their needs were, went out and found them a house in a day. Closing was a little bit challenging, but we made it through it. But I would say they were probably the easiest and most fun to work with the last year.
Awesome. Awesome.
And we have great stories to tell about not winterizing your house 5 days before closing.
Yeah. Yeah, we do. So now I want you guys to think about who you want to work with, who your ideal seller is. What is their age range? What kind of neighborhood or price range do they want to buy in or sell from? What is their life stage? Are they young and first-time home buyers, or are they downsizing because all their kids have graduated? Are they urban hipsters, or are they people that like lots of land? What are their reasons that they want to sell? What type of home do they have? And what are their biggest stresses? Take 2 minutes to try and think through those things.
I'm all over town with this list.
This is who you most want to work with, not who your clients have been, who you want your clients to be.
Does it have, can
Hey,
we
Jamal,
pick and choose like two or three of these?
I got it.
just do
Because,
one. You've got 2 minutes.
Do
well,
you
I
want me to
that's what I,
answer?
Just do one.
Do you want
what,
me to
one
answer
of
it?
the bullets?
What, Evan?
Just pick one of the bullets and decide?
No, just pick one type of seller for all of those bullets.
I guess where what I'm thinking is like neighborhood and price range. You have definitely aren't gonna find a 20-year-old that's looking for a 400 or to sell a $400,000 house.
Well, then the 20-year-old is not your ideal client. Okay. So for me, my ideal seller avatar for this particular lesson is going to be people that are 50 to 65 years old. They're selling in a price range of 300 to $700,000. Their life stage is that they either have older kids that are moving out of the house into college, or they are empty nesters that are looking towards retirement and possibly downsizing. Their reason for selling is downsizing, but they want to do it upscaled. So they want something that's smaller, but not necessarily less expensive, right? They want something really nice that's manageable for their life. Um, the type of home that they're selling is a larger family home. So probably 3 to 4 bedrooms, probably over 2,000 square foot in size, with a lot of nice things done to it. And then finally, what is their biggest selling stress? A strategy for making it happen. How do they take all of the stuff that they have and make it fit in a smaller space? How are they going to find a smaller space that meets their needs? Evan, what did you do?
I would probably say for seller, uh, any price range above 300,000, even like 275. Um, life stage kind of varies. Might be looking to increase um, home size due to growing family, or downsizer. Um, I guess that's kind of two in one right there for reason for selling. Um, and then home type, I don't know. Is that kind of the same thing as reason for selling?
No, the reason for selling is why they're selling. The home type is the type of home they have. So, like with my avatar, their home type was a larger family home. Their reason for selling is because they want to
Okay.
upscale and downsize.
I guess it would more just be like downsizing the size of the house, but not necessarily like to a tiny homes. I don't know. That one's kind of hard to, I don't know. Biggest selling stress, just getting through the process of selling and buying if they're buying. I mean, depending on the purchase price or the list price, I mean, some of these homes that are higher priced can be very stressful to sell.
So I will say this, Evan, you need to focus in who you're talking to, because right now you're talking to like 99% of home sellers at 275 and up. Give yourself a specific person. Envision who it is that you want to work with and describe who they are. That's the goal there. Thankfully, we have this amazing new invention called AI. And AI can be very useful to help you narrow and pinpoint who you want to talk to. So when you get kind of in a quagmire, you can use AI. And here is an awesome little AI prompt that will help you focus in. And I love how this prompt uses your favorite past client. How old were they? What value home did they have? What was their reason for moving? Where did they live? Or what was the price range of their home? What was their family situation? So you're giving the AI, whatever AI you use, that information and asking it to create and tell you what all of these other criteria are. What are those demographics? What are those motivations? What are those fears? What are their goals? What are their communication style? Where do they spend their time online, which is important for us. So you guys will have a link to this slide deck at the end. You can just copy and paste these. I'm also, if you want more in-depth seller avatar guide, I do have one of those available as well that goes into this kind of a lot more detailed than we can accomplish here in this short amount of time. One of the most important things that you want to do when you start thinking about, you've got your avatar, you know who this person is. One of the most important things you can do at that point is start getting into their head and finding out what is keeping them up at night or what is the most stressful thing in their life right now. And it may have to do with selling the house, but it could also be that it is other things like job changes or the economy, or there's so many different factors in our lives that can cause us stress. We want to make sure that we're considering the whole person that we're dealing with. Because if we understand their motivations, we can help them navigate this part better. Most of the stressors are going to fall in terms of real estate into these three categories: pricing and timing, moving and transition, and preparing the home for sale. When you think about those three broader categories, the specifics will shift depending on who your avatar is, but most stresses will fall into one of those three.
Okay, but Jen, hold on.
Mhm.
Can't multiple of those, not all of them, say, but like say two of them fall into the same seller? For example, I have a couple sellers coming up. One has stuff they want to do to the house to update it, but they also wanted to wait until the more into spring market. The other, the same thing, but they also are um trying to plan it based on their moving situation because they're selling and trying to find another place.
Yeah, you'll definitely see a lot of overlap. I mean, all of us are, all of us, even in this room, are not the same avatar, but we will all have some stresses that are in common, which is nice because it saves time. But the whole point in trying to figure out what's in your seller's head, your seller avatar's head, your ideal seller's head, is that one, we can turn those problems into content.
True.
We can start speaking in our marketing to what they're feeling. I feel like right now in social media, we are very inundated with videos and people telling us, if you feel this, blah, 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 blah. And what stops my scroll when somebody says something that I feel, then I'll listen to what they have to say. But if they're talking about how to get sand out of your house because you live on the beach and I don't have a beach house, I don't care about that one. But somebody that lives on the beach that has sand in their house and is having trouble is going to care. I might care about the most efficient way to shovel your freaking driveway, you know, because I live where it snows, or things that are specific to the area that you are focusing on. Those are the things that will help you create content, which is our next exercise, listing the top 10 seller fears and issues, and then brainstorming 10 content ideas that address those issues. Now, you can sit and try and make a list, and it will take you a good long while to do that. And I highly recommend at least starting to think in that way. But save yourself time and save yourself frustration by using AI.
Or Google.
I would use AI. Google is not going to really be able to give you as specific information as you would want. Google can show you websites that might give you information, but it's not going to develop if I put in my avatar into Google, it's not going to be able to tell me what that person is thinking. I have to use an AI engine for that. Because in your marketing, solving problems is what is going to attract people to you, right? So here's an AI prompt to do a deep dive into pain points. I'm a real estate agent in whatever city you want to focus in. You could put Greater Lansing area, that's a wide net, or you could put DeWitt. My ideal seller avatar is just what we did in the last section. Copy and paste that in. List the top 10 fears, frustrations, and problems this seller experiences when preparing to sell their home. Then suggest 10 types of helpful content a real estate agent could create to help them. How simple, how easy, and how fast. Then in about 30 seconds rather than an hour and 30 minutes, you have everything you need to hit the ground running. Now, you may think of things that AI didn't think of. Guess what? Our brains still work. We're not letting AI do everything, but we do like it to do as much as it can so that we can keep moving. Then just chart the kinds of things that your folks are struggling with. What are their biggest concerns? In a lower priced home, pricing might be a really big thing because they need X amount of dollars to get to the next place. If you're dealing with more mature sellers, pricing may not be the biggest thing, but prepping the home might be, right? So just kind of have an idea of a priority list. What's the biggest problem that they're facing? Then we can use AI to help us make our marketing strategy. You're always going to start with who you are and who your avatar is. Generate 20 marketing ideas to attract this seller. Include social media, video topics, direct mail ideas, community outreach, and local events, because today we cannot rely on one form of communication to reach people. It takes, I believe we're up to about 12 times, I think, you need to touch somebody before they're ready to make a decision for you. So if you see my face on social media and I said something that hit you, and then you receive a postcard from me in the mail that has my face on it, you're like, oh my goodness. And then I'm at an event in your community, and then you see me at a festival. I'm building trust in your eyes, you feeling like you're getting to know me, and then they can make a decision for you. So don't limit yourself in your marketing strategy to one platform or one type of social media, type of marketing. You need to think about things holistically and how you can leverage several different contact points to build trust faster. Once you have that list of 20, read through them. What hits you best? What hits you best? What feels the most like you? Is it shooting some videos at houses that look like the houses you want to sell? Is it putting together a nice graphic slideshow instead because you don't really like the camera? I will encourage you, if you don't like the camera, work on the camera until you do. Is it being face to face with people? Setting up something that you can meet them. I know a lot of us have been talking this spring about getting out to events and having tables where we can meet a lot of people at one time. Think of the things that light you up and energize you, and those are going to be the 3 things that you can take to the next level. So here are our quick 3-step marketing plan. Define your ideal seller avatar. For the example here, it's a move-up family looking for a $300,000 to $700,000 home to move in Okemos, right? I tried to make it specific. The more specific you can be, the more targeted you can be, the more successful you will find it. And then choose your top 3 marketing ideas, whether it was something from AI or something that you came up with on your own. And then write your first action step to execute. Is it film a video? Is it send a postcard? Is it door knock? Is it plan an event? Write those action steps that you can implement quickly to reach your avatar. The most successful agents don't chase business. They become the obvious choice for their specific client. When you start using this kind of avatar marketing strategy, you become the face, you become the trusted expert, confidant, advisor, and people are then going to be coming to you rather than you having to chase them down or feel that way, right? We want to attract people. We don't want to chase them. So here's what you guys are going to do this week. You're going to come back next week and we're going to talk about bias.
Where are we going?
I would love for you guys to bring back your finalized seller avatar, just one. I'm not saying you have to limit yourself to one avatar, but get really good at one avatar before you add more. Finalize your avatar, build out your 3-point marketing plan, and tell me what strategy you implemented this week and what the result was. Okay? That's funny. If you need help with your marketing plan, here you go. The nice thing about AI is it fills in a lot of gaps. You don't have to be great at everything. You don't have to be great at everything. You focus on being great at what you're great at and let other people, whether it's AI or brainstorming with somebody in the office, let them fill in the gaps for you. Does anybody have any questions about avatars? I used to have such a hard time with that word because back when it became very popularized was right around, the time that the movie Avatar came out, and I was like, I'm gonna build blue people. I don't know. Anyway, sorry. That's
I
not
want
what
to
an
see that
avatar
happen.
is.
That'll be your homework assignment.
What
Build
is?
a blue person
Build a blue
before
person.
next week.
Build a blue person. All right. If you guys want to know more about flow, not force, I have a QR code for that right here. You can pick it up, get the bundle, use the code to get 25% off. This is a great exercise, guys. It is in every part of my life. It's become such a part of my life that I don't even, sometimes I'll stop and be like, oh my gosh, I'm in the middle of a flow right now. Look at me opening up. It becomes automatic and it will change your life. It will absolutely change your life, your direction, your vision, everything. So please learn about flow, get into the flow. If you're not yet a part of the Cedar Branch, here's a QR code. You can join us. We have everything from in-person to virtual memberships at the branch. You can pay annually, monthly, or per closing with EXP. So anybody that wants to be a part of what is happening here, I'm going to tell you right now, you do want to be part of what's happening here because everybody is on fire that is in this office right now. I cannot think of one slacker out there. So
I don't
be
think I'm
part
on
of this.
fire.
You are, Evan.
I wouldn't be here if I was.
You would be outside in the water. Um, you want to be part of what is happening here. You want to be part of the atmosphere, the collaboration, and the things that are going on. So pick a membership and make it happen. If you want to take it another step further, I do offer coaching. We have group coaching and we have one-on-one coaching that is available here through the branch. If you're not sure how coaching will work for you, scan the QR code and get on a call. Let's talk about what you're doing, what you want to do, and how we can get you there. Also, tomorrow is our first group coaching call. It's our mastermind check-in call for the month. It'll be tomorrow from 12 to 1. And anybody that's here today, you are welcome to join us tomorrow for that call. And find out what it's like, what it's about. We've been having some really great things. Tomorrow's all about accountability. What were our goals for February? How did we do? Where did we fall short? Where did we succeed? How can we support each other in getting to where we want to be at the end of this month? So that is coaching. Invest in yourselves, please. That is all I have for us today. I have to go teach in Team GoGo now. I'm doing anatomy of a transaction for the Team GoGo organization inside of EXP. So I'm going to hop off here, take a drink of water, stand up and shake out my legs and get her done. I appreciate every one of you guys here. Thank you so much for being here, for learning, for making this year amazing. And I'll see you next week. We're talking about buyers. Bring your homework. I'm going to send out this link to this slideshow so that you can have all the prompts. If you want the more detailed handout for this, just shoot me an email or a text. I think everybody here is in the group text. So shoot me an email or a text and I will send that out to you. Okay? All right. I'll see you guys around town.